All right, gonna get rolling here. Sound good? All good? Everybody hear me okay? Coming through all right on the stream or for later? Awesome. So great. Well, hey, this has been a wild week here in Bangkok, and what an exciting first day to ETHGlobal. I think it's going to be amazing to see what people come up with by the end of this weekend. So my name is Will. I work on Base. We're building a global economy to increase innovation, freedom, and creativity in the world. We've been around about a year and a half. This last week we did our billionth transaction on chain, and we feel like we're just getting started. A little bit more about me. I've been in this space for about 11 years. I started in Bitcoin, amazing space, kind of my pill that opened my eyes to like, hey, we have this system that we can all be a part of that's better for everyone. And so super talented developers in that. And we also quickly realized that we need this to be faster. It can't be every 10 minutes we have these transactions confirming on average. So we got to build something better. And in that we saw the inception of Ethereum and how amazing it was. We're building smart contract applications and even more developer talent coming into the space. And then in that, we also saw, it's great, it's super fast, but damn it, it's too expensive now. So, but here we are today. We have all kinds of new L2s on top of Ethereum. And in the future, just like you all here, you all online, people are going to come on chain. They're not even going to realize what network they're on. It's going to be like me calling any one of you. I have no idea who your mobile operator is. It just works. And so, like, we're all in this together. There's always like competition and stuff, but like we solve these problems. We make crypto easy for everybody. We all win. Like this is the first days of like an open internet. We've been part of this space for years, but it really is still the very beginning. And so I think my challenge that I would put forth to the world, people here, is this is the beginning of like a new open internet. And it's not just Base, it's all of us. And so for us as builders, what would you build if thinking back to the beginning of the smartphone era when we saw the iPhone come out, and then all of a sudden just in the span of really 6 months to a year, we have hundreds, thousands of apps that now everybody around the whole world uses. And so that same thing is going to happen in the future with us. And we're the first builders. And so with that, it's a gift, but it's also a challenge. So what can we build? And so this workshop, super high level. It's just getting started building on Base. A lot of this is just going to be applicable to getting started building on chain. And so I'm not going to go through just slide after slide after slide. I'm going to take a quick drive through just our website, just really trying to empower you and help you get started building on chain. And so first off, the most important thing about, if you're interested in Base, utilizing it, is bookmark base.org. And so this is base.org right here. And I'm going to skip straight over to the most important page after base.org that you should know, which is base.org/get started. This page is going to have everything that you need to not only learn more about what Base is, but to get started building on it. And so we're just going to take a click through this together. I'm going to just do a quick explainer on like what each one of these things are. And then at the end of this workshop, it'll just be an opportunity for you can come to I'm going to share a link. It's actually on the ETHGlobal page. We have a much smaller builder telegram where you can come ask questions throughout ETHGlobal this weekend. This awesome hackathon in front of us, but even more so, maybe it's next week, maybe it's 2 months from now. Like we're here, the Base team, other folks throughout the Base community are here to support you all. So this is our getting started page. What do these things mean? So you see right here, like create your profile. I don't know if any of you all came to the ENS talk earlier today. we have something called base names, and so it's actually built on top of ENS. Like, we're trying to abstract away this whole like complicated thing like what's your address. It's actually just be like what's your name, what's your base name is what we call it. And so again, in the future, like we've all been through this kind of scenario of we want to bring people into the space, and it's super complicated for way too many people to have to remember like a long string of numbers and letters to be able to do something with them. So highly recommend you start thinking about that as you're building applications that you're building for the future, not where it's the person that's already been like in the space for a few years. It's actually like our friends, our family, like normies, people that have heard about crypto. They're starting to get more interested in it. This landscape's changing fast. Like those types of people are only going to need to know like what's your ENS, what's your base name. So definitely go there, click there on create your profile, check out what base names are. I'm going to also just kind of do a quick scroll through like on the elements of this page and then get to the most important part, which is getting started building on Base. We also have opportunities here well beyond ETHGlobal. If you want to fund your project, we have an ecosystem fund for just early stage projects. We also have rounds grants, which is every single week on the Base Builds channel on Farcaster, people are getting ETH just for building on Base. And it's just building in public, joining that channel, posting what you made, people are getting ETH. So we're really trying to support folks who are trying to, maybe it starts out as a side hustle, maybe it's just, I want to mess around with my idea this weekend. Like, okay, hey, that was pretty cool. Like, we're really trying to incentivize that. And so check out the rounds grants, and I'm gonna save a little bit of time for questions at the end. So, but let me keep rolling. Also, gas credits. I think now you can get up to $15,000 worth of gas credits, which means, like, if you think of the Web 2 model, we all have seen this like freemium idea of like, hey, I'm gonna try this out before I buy it. This has been broken for forever in crypto, where before anybody can do anything with your app, give me some money. And it makes it really, really, really hard to get new users. And so with gas credits, you can actually set it up so that the moment somebody comes to what you built, they can start using it immediately. They don't have to have any ETH. They can decide, like, is this cool? Is this something I want to use more? So check out the gas credits for that. I'm going to skip through, like, get noticed. Like, I'm going to come back to community at the end. But as far as starting building, the first thing here is our docs. If I click over here into, actually, I'm just going to pull it straight up, docs.base.org. We have this set up to where no matter where you fall across the developer spectrum, if you've already been building on chain for quite a while, you're probably just going to want to click straight into the docs section here. We have all kinds of tooling that should make it really easy for you to just hit the ground running this weekend, online if you're building this weekend, next week. There's all kinds of tools that are already available. The things that work on L1, on ETH mainnet, it all works on Base. It's also going to work on other L2s, anything on the OP stack, anything that's EVM compatible, you can use these tools. And so just give it a quick scroll through, bookmark docs.base.org. Also, if you're super new in the space, you can also check out our Learn section. This is free. It's gonna it's gonna be intense, but it's kind of like the gym. You're not gonna see results today, later this week, but you get in here, this is also going to get you up and running, teach you enough to be dangerous building on chain so that you can start doing your own stuff, building your own apps, or working with other teams that are looking for people to help join up with them. And then one other section I wanted to highlight here. If you're somewhere in between, we also have a great tutorial section. It's got all kinds of just different examples of like things you can do to learn more about specific scenarios where it might not be clear like how to get things done. So give that a quick scroll through. Continuing on, probably one of the most important, actually the two most important things that I think you can take away from this workshop about building on chain is it's actually getting much, much, much easier to build on chain now. And one of the first things that I would highlight here is on-chain kit. And so what is on-chain kit? And so this this time I feel like in the world is probably one of the best times ever to be getting started or building more in this space. And it's because it's becoming way easier to do that. And so on-chain kit is completely open source. It's our effort to try to make it as simple as possible for you to get up and running. Also just adding features to apps that you're building. And so this is onchainkit.xyz, and it's super easy to install from the CLI. But what is it? Well, it's going to allow you to do things like setting it up so people can connect a wallet. This is already integrated with one thing I'm going to touch on in just a moment, which is Smart Wallet, which means that somebody can create a wallet without actually even leaving your website. You can also add swapping so that somebody can start trading straight from your site. You want to do e-commerce, you want to sell something. That's possible with on-chain kit directly from your site, doing transactions. It's also integrated with ENS, base names, straight from your site. And so all that can be done in minutes. You can build a whole app. We also have templates here. Might be hard to see on my screen, but where you can actually start with a full-blown app and then start deconstructing it. That's also something you might want to think about for this weekend. If you're not really sure what you want to do, take the template, start pulling it apart today and see like where your idea can start to form within that. And so the last thing here before I take questions is Smart Wallet. I'm just going to touch on it for a moment. Smart Wallet, if you've been in this space for a while, you've been trying to help folks get on chain, like connect to your friends. Everybody's kind of gone through that weird conversation where, okay, you're going to need a wallet. You don't have one. Okay, you need to pick from these different wallets. Okay, go over to the App Store, the Play Store. Go to, you're going to need some ETH. You need to go back over to an exchange. And so some people that are really passionate are going to do that. And then other people are going to be like, this is too damn complicated. No, thank you. And the good news is you don't have to do that anymore. And so this is on Coinbase. Like Smart Wallet's completely open source. It's self-custodial. I wanted to just highlight a website, especially for us builders here, which is smartwallet.dev/y. And so this is going to give you everything you need to start bringing Smart Wallet in. When I was talking about on-chain kit just a moment ago, good news is it's already integrated. So you don't even have to come here. But it's also going to give you insight into like how do I do like gasless transactions and stuff like that. So lastly, before I take questions, I was just going to do a quick drive-through. Like, hey, we're here at ETHGlobal. Like, Base is sponsoring some prizes. So we're doing two main prizes. One's just like the most Based award. Like we're really just trying to. Like a lot of us here have been in this space for a while, but it's more and more people are doing it, but the real growth is going to come from all these folks that have heard about crypto. They know about crypto, but they haven't used crypto. So how do we start thinking about like these Web 2 apps that everybody's using, social and whatnot, where it's literally a walled setting that nobody can get out of, that people are creating content in, that ultimately I feel like is starting to fail in favor of a new open internet that everybody can be part of, that everybody's incentivized to be a part of. And so for that, we have a Most Based award. You can get this on the ETHGlobal website. And then I was just talking about on-chain kit. Like, really, there's no, like, I'm not just being biased here. Like, there's a component within on-chain kit I highly feel like could be useful to anybody here. So just like, I mean, check it out. Like, maybe it's swapping. Maybe you want to think about, hey, how can I use ENS more easily within my app? Like, check it out at on-chain kit. There's probably also going to be code there. It's open source. Pull it out, use it in your app. And then the last thing I just wanted to call out here before I take questions, there's a link here under resources for the Base Builder Telegram. It's a much smaller group. Our Base Discord, it has like almost, I think, 425,000 people in it. There's like 20,000 people online at any given time. Go to the Base Builder Telegram because there's only like, you know, maybe about 100 devs, like people really focused on building stuff, and it's like very distilled conversation that can be helpful. And so if you have questions this weekend, join there, ask them in there. I'll be there. Other people from the team will be there. Other people in the community will be there to try to help support you. So, yeah, I know that was pretty fast, but thank you all for sharing time to be here, and just think it's so awesome seeing this energy. And questions? How's it going? Let me make sure I can. Okay, we've got a microphone.
Hi, yeah, two questions. The first,
two questions.
The Farcaster channel that you mentioned.
Yes.
What's the name?
Okay, so that's warpcast.com/base-builds. The question was, what's the Farcaster channel where each week, like as part of rounds, you can get ETH just for building on chain? That's warpcast.com/base-builds. And just also riffing on that for a moment, we're expanding it even further, where it's not even just, we don't even think of building as just writing code, but anyone can be a builder. Maybe it's creating community, maybe it's creating content. And so base builds mainly for like developers, but we're also splitting that into a base creators channel, and stay tuned, we're gonna be doing a base community channel. So if you're hearing about this for the first time, highly recommend going to base builds. We'll also announce it in that. These other ones where really we wanna set up a contribution path where people are like, hey, I don't really like the part of the world that I'm in. I don't like these closed systems that I'm a part of. I want to break the fuck out, so let's try to help each other do that, and let's set up contribution paths. So we're really trying to set that up for everybody.
Yeah, and
pardon my language.
and the Farcaster protocol, everyone should take a look at that. It's
What
a great
were you saying about the Farcast?
that everyone should take a look at.
Oh yeah, thanks for mentioning that. If you've never checked out Farcaster, it's kind of like a, so it's built on the OP stack and OP mainnet in particular. It's kind of like a mashup between Reddit because it's got channels, and it's also got the feed that you see like on Twitter. And so a client for Farcaster that y'all can definitely check out is Warpcast, and so you can get that on warpcast.com. And it's probably one of the most positive, least toxic social networks that I've ever been a part of. And it's just I guess it's gonna sound cheesy, but I guarantee you there's a channel for you on there. Like it's everything on that network. So check out Farcaster.
And the second question was, Coin and Coinbase, is there a relationship there or not relationship?
So I think they're giving me time, but I want to make sure I answer that question. So Base started as a special project within Coinbase, but Base is actually decentralizing outside of Coinbase so that no matter what happens to Coinbase, Base continues to exist. As an example of that, we just came one step closer to stage 1 decentralization by introducing fault proofs. And what that means is Coinbase disappears from the planet right now. The Base core team disappears from the planet right now. It's still possible to deposit and withdraw from Base without any type of centralized oversight. And our goal is to continue to further decentralize so that no matter what, like the only way you can turn off Base, you have to turn off the internet. You have to unplug all the electricity. So on that note, thank you all again for being here, just sharing time, and hope you all have a great time at ETHGlobal. So take care. Cheers.
Thank you for it.